Hey guys, it's Tuesday, and like I've been saying for the past 2 weeks, writing vlogs start on a Tuesday. So let's see what I got done this week. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Nicole Wolf, and I'm a paranormal romance writer and historical romance writer. For the sake of this challenge, it is week 5 of the 90 Days to Your Novel Challenge, and it is currently Tuesday, March 2nd, and it's past 7 o'clock at night, and I have not done a blessed thing for this challenge so far this week. I don't have a whole lot to update you on at the moment, but we're just getting started. So, I'm going to go get some writing done. I had a lot to do earlier today, which is why I still have not done anything. And yesterday was crazy because I had vlogs to edit and upload. I had a video for the Facebook group. For all of the assignments, I do a video where I go over all of the assignments for the week, and I post that in the Facebook group below. If you want to join the Facebook group, make sure to check out the links below. I have the link for that in the description. So that was yesterday, and then today I had to make homemade broth because I was making soup again. And then I had to cut up a bunch of veggies because I was making beef stew or soup today. And then I decided that it's March, which means all of my Christmas decorations are pretty much down now. And it also means that I'm getting ready to put up my spring stuff. And it's about this time that I tend to move things around. So I spent the majority of my day rearranging my living room. And cleaning my living room, like dusting. I have dusted my house like twice a year. And this is one of those times. So as you can imagine, it's a little time consuming. So that's what I spent today doing. So now it's past 7 and it's time for me to actually try and get some writing done. So that's what I'm going to work on. And I will check back in with all of you guys later. What's wrong, Luz? Are you going to come up? Come on. There we go. Oh, look at you. Does somebody want some lovies? This is my baby, Lucy. She's named after Lucille Ball, although she doesn't know that. And my mom keeps calling her Lucy Lou, and I hate it. But that doesn't matter, does it? No. So, I finished the first part of assignment 1, which was to go over your day 10 assignment, which was supposed to be write a scene that introduces your protagonist and reveals your character's interiority, motivations, and desires, and then assess the scene and highlight the places where you use concrete, tactile description. For each sentence or phrase of physical description, I want you to write a brief sentence assessing what you think this physical feature reveals about your character's personality or disposition. So, some things to note. Number 1, the assignment where I initially introduced my main character, number 1, will no longer be the opening scene. That's number 1. In fact, I don't even know if this scene is staying already. And number 2, I don't have hardly any physical descriptions in this passage at all. Now, it could be because I wrote this scene in first person, and I already know that I'm not going to be writing this book in first person. I was experimenting, like she wanted us to experiment in those first couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. Where you're supposed to be, first person or third person, and, who's going to be your main character, and, where's your story going to start, and, all that stuff. So, I can tell you right now, the story that I was thinking, or the bits and pieces of story I had on day 10 is drastically different than the more fully formed story that I now have. I am a person who, when I first draft, I don't pay attention to most of those things. However, I am also a person that I don't normally put physical descriptions of the point of view character in, like, from that point of view character, because I'm in the head of the main female character right now. So I don't see her thinking about the color of her eyes or the color of her hair or anything like that inside her own head. Like, so that's the only thing I have. So I have so far. Now I'm supposed to revise this scene. Like I said, I might end up scrapping this whole thing. Like, it's saying it was supposed to be, write a scene that introduces your protagonist and reveals their interiority, motivations, and desires. None of that happens in this scene that I've already written, because the whole book was different. Like, the whole idea of the book and the opening of the book is different now. So I'm like, should I even be revising this scene? Or should I just write a whole new scene and just keep all of that in mind? Which the new scene idea that I have written in my outline will accomplish those things way better than the, like, off the seat of my pants scene that I wrote on day 10. I'm not a pantser. I am not a pantser. And then, you know, I'm supposed to pay attention to how the exterior reflects the interior. So how does your character's overall presentation, like body language, dress, physique, and speech, tell a story about who that individual really is? So, I mean, I feel like I'm going to have to try really hard to put those bits and pieces in this scene. Like, I'm going to have to be conscious of it, because it's not something that I naturally do, for sure, as I'm trying to write this first scene. That's what I think I'm going to do. I know I've just rambled on for, like, how many minutes about what my first reaction to this assignment is and what I wrote and what I'm going to do going forward. I'm going to rewrite the scene, and that it's already 10 of 8. 10 of 8. Although, if I get this scene written, I'll be done assignment 1, so that'll be good. So, I'm going to go write, and I'm going to check back in with you guys later. Hey guys, so it is Wednesday now, and figured I'd hop on and let you know that I did get that scene, or at least part of that scene, written. I got 526 words yesterday. So the purpose of the scene was supposed to be to introduce your main character, their desires, their motivations, and then you're supposed to be matching their exterior with their interior. So, how I did this. Mac's current motivation and desire, which is part of her flaw, is that she wants to fit in. She wants to be normal. She wants a normal life with normal things and a normal husband and, like, all of that normal stuff. And so how I have kind of done that with her exterior to a point is her fiance and her fiance's family are very wealthy, very upper class. Now this is modern, like, it's a historical romance, but it starts in a very modern time. But anyway, she comes from I don't want to say low class family, but definitely not upper class like her fiance's family is from. So in an effort for her to feel like she's being approved and fitting in with her, perceived desire of, I want to marry this man who's upper class. His family is all normal upper class people. I have done that through mostly her dress in this scene. So the first scene opens at her and her fiance's engagement party, which, because he's very upper class, is like a very, almost like very formal event, because she's in a higher class and they do things a little differently than like us low class, middle class people do. And this engagement party is one of them. And then the fact on top of that it is a very formal event at this party. So I did that through, she is wearing a very particular dress. She spent more money than she should getting this evening gown for her engagement party, knowing she bought it from her mother-in-law's favorite place to shop, in a color that she knew her mother-in-law would approve of, even though it's really not her. Like, it's not something she would have normally picked for herself. She picked it specifically to impress her normal, high-class, soon-to-be in-law family. So, anyway, that is kind of how I approached this scene. I feel like I did a much better job than I did the first time around, that's for sure. And kind of keeping all that in the back of my mind really did help bring that into focus even with the first draft. So that's something I'm definitely going to try and do more purposefully going forward, which is why, I'm having a blast with this 90-day challenge and the things that she's suggesting we do for these assignments. It's definitely making me look at scene writing and first drafts and all of that stuff in a very different light than I did before. So that part I'm really enjoying. And now I could say I'm finished with this scene, because that was my like opening image idea, which was they're at their engagement party, which I haven't put in, like, I put in my notes that the engagement party was thrown by her fiance's best man, but I really didn't put that in here. Like, I haven't touched on that. I don't know if that's really necessary to point out in the scene. I don't know if that's, like, relevant. I really don't think it is. I think it's just something like it came to my mind and I jotted it down. But I don't think that's something that needs to go in the actual story. And then Matt catches her fiance flirting with one of his coworkers, and then, she kind of, in a very passive-aggressive way, because that's her personality, approaches that, like, in a very passive-aggressive way, whereas her best friend, like, that's how she notices it. Her best friend, Amy, is very not passive-aggressive. She's very just, like, in-your-face aggressive about things like that. And Mac approaches it in a more passive-aggressive way because she knows Amy will be much more dramatic and cause a scene about it, and she does not want that at her engagement party. So after kind of approaching that more passive-aggressively, that is when her parents-in-laws come into the party, and we get into the whole, what is she wearing? Why is she wearing it? Get a better physical description of her, because like I said before, I have a hard time figuring out how to add those little details of a character when I am in that character's head, because I'm like, she's not going to be thinking about her eye color or something. Like, I have to do it in a way that just makes sense to me, which is having somebody else, another character she's interacting with, mention it. Because she's not going to mention, oh, that dress looks beautiful with your whatever color eyes. Like, another character looking at her might say that, but she's not going to think that. Unless she's looking in a mirror or something. And I hate scenes where they're, like, assessing themselves in mirrors. And especially if they're not that kind of person. You know what I mean? Like, there are certain type of people like that would make sense, but Mac's not one of those people. So anyway. I think I rambled on enough about the scene and how I accomplished it and how I did and all of that good stuff. So, I'm gonna say that this first assignment was a success. I definitely think my revised scene, which is completely rewritten and has nothing to do with the original scene that I wrote way back on day 10, is much improved. That is for sure. So I am going to move on, I think, to assignment 2, and I will check back in with you guys later and let you know how that goes. Hey guys, so it is Friday, the 5th. So I got some writing done yesterday. I don't think I did any taping. I didn't record anything yesterday though. I don't think I did. I don't know, maybe I did. And I actually got a lot of writing done yesterday. I got a lot of writing done yesterday. I got 1,000. Go ahead, say hi.
Hi.
Are you done? Okay. Can I continue now?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Whee.
I got 1,422 words written, typed, whatever. Anyway, that's a lot of words for me. That is a ton of words. That was all in one scene, which was the assignment. It did say to write a long scene, longer scene. I think I did what, the second assignment? Yeah, write a long scene from your outline in which a new character is introduced for the first time. That is what I did. I did the scene that introduces my main male character, because I hadn't actually written that scene yet. So I wrote that scene. Anyway, and I think it went pretty well. You were supposed to keep in mind like physical description and how can you bring this character quickly into focus? In this scene, pay attention to coming up with sharp, original details particular to your character. What about your character will immediately reveal his nature? Okay, so how did I do that? The first thing I did was language. So this takes place in 16th or 17th. I haven't really decided. 16th or 17th century Scotland. So most people in Scotland, at that time they were known as Highlanders. Anyway, so the Gaelic, obviously, she notices right away that they're speaking another language. And the next thing she notices is his voice, obviously, because he's speaking. So the foreign language is the first thing that she notices, that he's speaking another language. And then she notices his voice. Okay, so then, some more dialogue is exchanged, and she can kind of see, like, he comes closer because it's dark out. It's like the middle of the night, like right before dawn at this point. So there is a moon out, so there is some light. She can see a little bit, but not very well. It is dark, and the moon only allows for so much detail because it's not like she has night vision. Maybe I should give her night vision. That would be cool. Anyway, I did not give her night vision at this point. So she can kind of see certain things on his face. So she can see the scar on his face because that's very apparent. She could see that he has one white eye. As she notices when he smiles because of the white teeth. I don't know whether or not that's accurate. I mean, did 30-something-year-old males in the 15th and 16th and 17th century have white teeth? Probably not. But you know what? This is a romance novel, and if I am too accurate with this crap, nobody is going to find him attractive. Because nobody would find somebody with rotted teeth falling out of their mouth attractive in modern day. Like, no modern day woman would find that attractive. So, for the sake of the romance novel part of this, he has white teeth. Okay, so she notices that, and then, she notices the scar, the fact that he's missing part of his eyebrow and his eye, and, then, more stuff happens.
more dialogue is exchanged, and then he has to pick her up because she injured herself. And once he picks her up, that's when she starts to notice more things, you know, like as they're walking, and she's closer to him now because, you know, he's holding her. That is kind of when she notices, you know, the color of his hair and, like what she can see, like the side that she's on, she sees the side of his face that doesn't have the scar on it, because when she first saw his face, the first thing that her eye is drawn to is his scar. I mean, let's be honest, it's just natural. That's what's I mean, it's a natural human thing. If you look at somebody and they have a big giant scar going across their face, that's the first thing you're going to notice. It just is. That's just how it is. Anyway, so now she's noticing, you know, the other side of his face because she's being held in a position that only allows her to see that side of his face as he's walking. So she notices the color of his hair, and then she starts to notice, like, the actual shape of his face. You know what I mean? Like, things that she's like, what else is she supposed to do at this moment? She's being carried to wherever they are going, and she's like, I'm being held by this strange man that I don't know. Might as well look at him. What else do I have to do right now? So anyway, that's when she kind of notices smaller details, like his cheekbones and his jawline. And okay, you know, it's a romance novel, so it needs to be in there somewhere. So it's in there. And I figured out a way to disperse it throughout the whole almost 1,500 word scene. So I think I did a relatively good job. I may end up posting this in that Facebook group, the 90 Days to Your Novel Facebook group. The link is down below. If you guys want to join, if you haven't joined already, that is where we post all of our stuff and, you know, our questions and our progress and all of it is down there. So check out the link. I might be posting this scene in that Facebook group just to get a little bit of feedback. I haven't decided yet. We'll see. Let me know if you think I should in the comments. Let me know. Oh, speaking of comments, if you guys have made it this far and you're still with me, make sure to leave a comment, because I have noticed that I might have like 5 people, which is fine. 5 people that actually like watch the entire video. If you are one of those 5 people, leave a comment down below, because I'm going to give you all a shout out for the fact that you actually make it through the entire vlogs. Because I know my vlogs aren't short. They're long. I babble. I ramble on. I go off on little tangents. I know I do. So if you guys actually suffer through all of that with me, make sure to leave a comment down below so I can give you guys a shout out, because you all deserve it. And that has pretty much got all of you guys caught up with where I'm at and what I did and what am I going to do next. Now, I have to do assignment 3. Because I only did 2 assignments so far. And assignment 3, write a long scene from your outline that narrates the present moments of your novel while also showing your character wanting something out of reach. Then, they or other cultures, especially England, referred to them as Highlanders. They spoke Gaelic amongst each other. They didn't use English unless they were talking to somebody who spoke English. Like, if they were talking amongst themselves, they spoke Gaelic. They didn't speak English all the time. So, the first thing I did was I had my main male character, who's a Highlander, speak in Gaelic first until she starts speaking English, and then he realizes she can't, well, she right out comes out and says, I can't understand you in English. So then obviously he's like, oh, she speaks English. So then he switches to English. So that's the first thing I did, was I had him speak in Gaelic. However, I don't want to say that's really unique to his character, because this takes place in the Highlands in the 16th or 17th century. So a lot of people speak Gaelic. Like, it's not just him that does. So, and there will be more characters to come that will also be speaking Gaelic. So I knew that couldn't be the only thing. So what I did was, I gave him a very specific voice, which is very deep and like, gravelly almost. Like, you know what I mean? Like it almost sounds like he's losing his voice, even though he's not losing his voice. That's just the way his voice is, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so that's the second thing. He has a very distinct voice. He has a very, I don't want to say particular hair color. He has copper, like a copper hair color, which is like a reddish, like reddish, but not like red. Like, it's not like, what is her name? Merida or something like that from Brave, the girl from Brave. Like, her hair is like red. Wow, red. His isn't like that red, but it's, you know, it has a reddish tone to it. Anyway, I refer to it as copper. Anyway, so that's another thing. And then the most distinct characteristic of him that no one else shares is he has a scar from battle that he received years ago that goes from his temple over his left eye. Oh, is that my left? Yeah, my left eye. And down to his mouth, to the corner of his mouth. And there's like a distinct scar, and he's now blind in that eye. So this eye is blind. So it's like white. It's like a whitish or like, you know, faded color. And he's missing part of his eyebrow where the scar is. Okay, so pointed all that out. And I tried to not point it all out at once, because I know that was something that she talked about in this assignment, was try to disperse the details as naturally as possible. Like, try to put those characteristics in as she would notice them. So, obviously the Gaelic is, like, they're talking. She hears that it's obviously a different language. I put it in here as it's italicized. I even went on Google Translate and translated everything that I wanted them to be saying in English, and then I had it translated to Gaelic. How accurate Google Translate is, I honestly don't know. But I will also be the first to admit that I am not willing to get out a legit English to Gaelic dictionary and do it myself. So Google Translate will have to be good enough. Okay, where was I? So I'm on assignment 3, and I have to write that scene. That's what I'm going to work on today. It's supposed to be a longer scene again, so we'll see how many words I get in. It doesn't say, it's just a present moment, long scene from your outline that narrates the present moments of your novel while showing your character wanting something out of reach. I'm going to go through my outline and figure out what scene I want to write, and I will check back in with you guys later. Oh, look, Lucy got left outside. What's wrong, Luce? Do you want to come in? Why do you keep running outside? Come on, Lucy. Come on, Ev. Ev, in here. Come on. Come on, Lucy. There she is. Come on. Come on, Lucy. Move, Ev. Come on, Lucy. Come on. Move. Come on. Is it warmer? Were you getting cold? Hey guys, it is Sunday, March 7th, and I did not get any writing done yesterday, but I did get writing done on Friday after the last time I think I checked in with you guys. And I got 836 words in assignment 3, which is good. I will say though, I didn't quite get to where I was originally planning on writing. So
when I originally started assignment 3, assignment 3 was to write a longer scene from your outline where your character is wanting something that they cannot currently have or get or whatever, is like currently out of reach. So the scene I had in mind was the scene where after she and her fiance in present time have a fight and she goes to the restaurant where her best friend works, she's sitting at the table all by herself before her best friend can come out, and she sees a couple, you know, a slightly older couple, talking about having just come back from vacation, and they look very much in love and like all that stuff. So as she's watching them, she's kind of longing for that kind of relationship, as she's watching, you know, how they hold hands and look at each other and talk to each other, and it's just very clear that they're very much in love at the time. And she's having this internal moment of longing for that kind of relationship that she feels like her current relationship with her fiance is lacking. So anyway, that was kind of where I was going. Like that was the initial scene I had in my head when I started. However, when I started writing way back at right after she gets fired. I don't know why I put that in quotes, because fired is fired. Right after she gets fired from her job and she comes home, and then her fiance comes in and she has to break the bad news to him, and then they get into the argument, and that's what sends her to the restaurant. So I ended up writing that scene, the fight scene between her and her fiance that leads her to the restaurant. So I still technically have to write the scene that I originally planned on writing for day 3. So, I mean, but I did already write 836 words, so it's not like it was like a complete fail or anything. It's just not exactly what I don't know if the fight scene really fits assignment 3. It doesn't really. Like, that's what the following scene was for. So I'm debating, because it's already Sunday and I still have assignment 4 and assignment 5 to do. I'm debating if I want to continue with this scene. Anyway, I'm debating if I want to continue with this and write the scene I originally planned on writing for assignment 3, or if I want to be like, you know what, I wrote a scene and it's 836 words. I did something for assignment 3. Let's move on to assignment 4 and assignment 5, because I only have today to do 2 assignments. So I'm debating if I want to do that. Because I don't know if you guys could tell, but I am like dragging today. Like, I feel so tired. Do I look tired? Because I feel tired. Because I am already feeling super drained today. And I don't know, it's probably because I was out really late yesterday with my brother. I didn't even get home until like 11:30, 12 o'clock probably. So, like midnight. So by the time I actually got to bed and fell asleep, it was probably closer to 1, and I woke up at like, I don't know. I mean, it's not like I didn't get sleep last night. I mean, I woke up at like 9. Like, that's 8 hours. Like, I don't know. I don't understand why I'm feeling so freaking drained right now. It's ridiculous. I already had 2 cups of coffee, and I think maybe I'm just going to get myself some water. Maybe that'll help. Maybe I can finally, you know what I should have got a new stand for this phone, so it's freaking straight. Anyway. Anyway, so that's where I'm at, and that's what I have to do, and I gotta decide how I want to approach today. So, I just realized that character bio assignment that I was talking about is actually part of assignment 3. Yay! So, I'm technically still working on assignment 3. I wish you guys could smell my house right now. I'm making soup. Sunday soup day. And this soup smells amazing. I didn't cut up my sausages yet. This is sausage tortellini soup, and I had to cut up my sausages then.
I just kind of let them cook in there. I grill them a little bit. You can see the grill marks. I grill them a little bit, and then I add them in whole to kind of cook with the broth and everything else to kind of help. It flavors the broth and helps finish cooking the sausages nice and slowly. And then I cut up the sausages, and then I add spinach and tortellini at the end. Because obviously if I put it in now, the tortellini is going to get mushy, and so is the spinach. So, but if you could smell this, oh my god, it smells so good. They really need to work on that smell-o-vision. Hey guys, so it is Tuesday, and it is way past time for me to close out this vlog. As far as the week goes, I feel like this week wasn't nearly as productive as last week, because last week was a lot of zoning in on outlines, and that's not what this week was really about. This week seemed like to me, it was a lot more similar to those first 3 weeks where we were doing a lot of scene experiments and kind of just random assignments where you're supposed to pick a character and a situation and just kind of go with it. So I definitely don't feel like this one was quite as productive and I don't know. I didn't feel like I had any aha moments this week like I did last week. My word count probably wasn't quite as high, even though I did write a 1,400 word scene this week, which is good. I did that all in one day, which is amazing for me. So all in all, I did complete 3.5 assignments. I did complete my character profiles. They're very basic, very simplistic. It's basically a picture in my Scrivener. I will pop up a picture so you kind of see what I'm talking about. It's basically a picture and then basic information for all of my minor characters, because I did not want to spend hours coming up with backstory and detailed backstory and just some of the things that she has in the character profile in the book, which is favorite music, favorite food, and things of that nature. So I do that for my main characters, but not my minor characters. Unless something randomly hits me as I'm writing them, and then I'll throw that in the profile, but I don't sit there and dwell on it before I even start writing. Anyway, so my word count is now up to 13,362 words, which means I wrote around 2,000 words, because I know at the end of last week I was at around 11,000 words. So, I mean, not my best week, but certainly not my worst week, I don't think. So, and like I said, this was, only a couple of scenes, basically. That was basically what this week was scene writing, except for the profile thing, which was just kind of like a side assignment. If you hadn't already completed it, pretty much, make sure to complete your character profiles for all of your characters, which I had not done all of them. I had done my main players, and I had not filled in or even created profiles for some of my very minor, 1 or 2 scenes at the most characters. Anyway, so that is what I got done this week. I am looking forward to this next week, because I'm pretty sure that week 6 we might be actually starting drafting this week. I hope so. That is all from me for this vlog. I hope everybody enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe and the little bell. Also, make sure to check out all the links down below. I have links to all of the books that I have been using during this 90 Days to Your Novel Challenge, including Save the Cat Writes a Novel, obviously the 90 Days to Your Novel book, which is where the challenge derives from. And I've also been using Romancing the Beat. I will pop up a picture by Gwen Hayes, which I have on my Kindle, which is why I don't have a physical copy to show you. And I also have a link for the Facebook down below. In that Facebook group, that is where I post the videos for the following week's assignment. So at the beginning of each week, I just record a short video and literally just go over all of the assignments for the coming week so that everybody who is doing the challenge with me has and might not have a copy of this book on them can still follow along and know what the assignments are for the following week. So make sure to check out all the links down below, and I will see everyone in my next video. Okay, bye guys.